Hello and welcome to Film Roulette, the show where I let the film gods decide what movie I'm going to watch. It could be anything in the world, so might as well find out. Oh my word, that poster, hold on. But remember, we should never judge a book by its cover, but I'm going to judge this film by its poster. So the guys on the ground look like stock photo terrorists. Also apparently there's two suns in this film poster. You have one behind the helicopter, but you also have light hitting areas where there shouldn't be, like on the corner of the truck and at the front of the Apache helicopters. Also the proportions seem really off with the size of the choppers and humans. It looks like a cover of a fake video game. So Apache Warrior is a feature-length documentary that puts the viewer inside the cockpit. Of an elite US Army aviation helicopter squadron as they launch a deep attack during the initial surge into Iraq in March 2003. I will admit, going into this and being greeted with this guy straight away, I expect to come out a gun-toting, freedom-bossing, full-blooded American. However, it didn't lean too far into the propaganda machine. When it comes to documentaries, there's a staple formula. You have archival footage, still pictures, and talking heads. Very often, what makes a documentary great is the story. And unfortunately for this, it doesn't warrant an hour and a half. It's like they found the cool flight footage. They're like, let's make a film about it.
We're so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
So the plot is basically a mission involving a bunch of helicopters goes awry, and due to multiple things going wrong, they omit some information in order to create some drama and imply some really bad stuff happens, but it's a little bit bait and switch. It's a bit chaotic in parts as well because largely the portions of the story are told through radio comms, but at least they attempted to make it clear who was speaking by doing this like shifting camera move over still pictures of the people. Also, they glossed over some of the reasons why this mission went wrong. They often seem to chalk it off as just like, oh, it's one of those things where I feel like a mission of this caliber isn't something where if something goes wrong you sort of just wing it. So the flight footage used is most probably the best part of the film. To see moments of bullets hitting the underside of an Apache helicopter. There's one really good shot where it's infrared and you see a rocket fly past. But apart from that, all the people involved are somewhat forgettable. Like this guy's barely in it. My guess his involvement was the reason the filmmakers got the footage or access to the pilots. And part of that deal was most probably to show him off and his organisation off. Because other than that, I have no idea where he's in this movie. As far as I'm aware, he wasn't part of that mission. When you watch a documentary, most of the archival footage, unless it's done by filmmakers, tends to be somewhat amateur, which is totally fine. Like, I don't mind the footage being bad in this because it was most probably filmed on a camcorder by some scared shitless kid in the middle of a war zone. But there are moments during like the talking heads when you expect professional filmmakers to be running the show where they were out of focus and sometimes the audio sounds a little bit off, like it's about to peak. I recommend this film if you're really into like military exercises or aspects of the army maybe. I'll give it a 2 out of 5.